Let's do it. Good, 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 good. All right. Let's do it. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. Hey people, how you doing? It's your man Tim Black. Welcome to Tim Black at Night. I'm here, you're here, we're here, and you know what the subject matter will be. I'd like to welcome all my people on Facebook, Facebook Live. Hey Facebook Live, how y'all doing? Good to see you. YouTube people, how are you doing? Tim Black's Wolfpack, Facebook, YouTube, Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher Radio, and iTunes. Everybody's in the house. Oh, I'm getting love. You're sending me love on Facebook Live. I love it, man. Thank you so much, people. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. It's like fireworks. Right. Because you can look far and wide tonight, but you know what? You're going to hear a lot of moaning and groaning and a lot of doom and gloom talk coming from, I hate to say it, from progressives. But you know what you get when you tune into Tune Black on a night like this. You get resilience, because that's what we will need going forward here. Resilience, not defeatist attitudes. Let's get right to it, guys. It is projected that Trump swept everything tonight. Everything tonight. He took everything off the board tonight. Do you understand what I'm saying, folks? Hillary Clinton. She is projected to have won Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware. That's three. 3 out of 5 she's projected to have won. She may win Connecticut. It looks tight in Connecticut, guys. That's the deal. That's what's real. What's also real is we do proportional. There's no winner take all. She would have to trounce us like 70-30 or some crazy number. I'm sure someone will call in and give me the business on what those numbers will be. Let me put the phone number at the bottom, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, go to IamTimBlack.com and you'll get the YouTube version and you'll have the phone number, but I'll just give it to you Facebook Live. 323-870-4064 is the number you want to call into if you want your voice heard tonight. And believe me, I want to caution all people who call in tonight, I want you to be upbeat. I don't want you to call in with your sad stuff. I'm telling you right now, that's not what this is about. Stop watching mainstream media. Just stop doing it, man. I keep telling you, they mean you no good. They want you to be despondent. They want you, look, see, here's the deal. Look, we're going to take calls, but I'm going to open up the floor because I got to set the tone. That's my job. They want you to be so down in the dirt, so long-faced, the jaw hanging down to the floor, that you forget all of the facts, right? That you forget all of the realities of this race. One of the realities is this. Bernie Sanders has won more votes and more delegates than all of the Republican challengers except for Trump combined. That's a talking point you never hear, is it? But they're still in the race. Kasich and Cruz. Fact. I am 99.9% sure that neither Bernie Sanders nor Hillary Clinton will have the requisite amount of, 2260 delegates to win this at the end. That it will take SuperDelegates weighing in for either candidate. No one's going to win this. It's just a fight down the stretch to keep proving to SuperDelegates that we can perform in states. You understand? That we have a coalition. That's all this is at this point. And any day now, Hillary could go to jail, and any day now, Hillary could, I don't know, maybe someone will have a coming out party and realize, you know what, even if Hillary somehow manages to beat Bernie Sanders with all the fingers on the scale and all the help she's been given by the media, by the Clinton News Network known as CNN, by the MSNBC, Mute Sanders, nothing but Clinton, by all of the pundits, all the Jonathan Capeharts, all of the, what's this bastard, Silver, what's his name? That she barely eking out that maybe someone in the DNC will wake up and realize, you know what, we can't win the general with Hillary. Because we're not going to be able to, put the thumb on the scale for Hillary against Trump. No, it's not going to work the same, is it? Because the Republicans don't care about what MSNBC. Because see, here's the deal. GOP fans, right? And conservatives don't watch MSNBC. So they're not swayed by Rachel Maddow massaging Hillary Clinton and go, well, maybe Rachel has a point. No. My diehard red folks down in West Virginia, they don't care what Chris Hayes says. So there's no finger on the scale, really, that the Democrats can do when it comes to Trump. So they're going to be fighting Trump on a somewhat equal playing field. Because, see, the conservatives have their own media. That's what I'm trying to help build. That's what I'm building, right? Because they're not going to watch. See, the conservatives, we need to, I know people like to look at the GOP as regressive. And they are regressive in a lot of ways, right? We like to look at the Republicans as being behind in the times. They want the woman, they want government out of your life until you have a baby, until you're pregnant. That's when they want to be in your life. So they don't make sense. I get it. I understand. But this is the part they have figured out. This is what they have figured out. I want you to give them credit for this. Now listen. They have figured out that they do not watch media that sucks for them. They do not watch media that sucks for them. They figured that out. So what they did is they created their own media. That's why Rush Limbaugh is still around and he doesn't generate real money. That's why you got, what's his name? What's the guy who looks like dopey Charlie Brown guy? Which is Glenn Beck. That's why Glenn Beck still has a job doing his thing, still has a business, The Blaze. It's not overly, financially successful. But see, these things are necessary for the party. So they don't go watch MSNBC to see what Jonathan Capehart is saying about Trump. They already know it's going to be bad. And that's what I'm trying to get all of my Bernie supporters to realize. We got to realize the same thing. The same thing that my red-blooded Americans who vote conservative, who vote GOP every time out, sitting up in there, I don't know, in the Rust Belt of Pennsylvania, those folks, they would not be watching Morning Joe. Well, Morning Joe was actually kind of friendly to Bernie Sanders, wasn't it? But they would not be watching, I don't know, Costello, what's her name? They're not going to watch that. They're not going to watch Jake Tapper. They don't, it's like rubbing, they would know it's like stabbing themselves over and over. So that's all. That's all for that part. This is what we need to know, guys. We need to know what the margins are because that will determine how well we did or how not so well we did. Okay? That's the deal. We need to know, hey, how many delegates are we pulling out of this thing? Because at the end of the day, this is about delegates. What's the math look like? What numbers are we having here? But see, I don't, like I said, the thing that concerns me is just knowing that no matter what happens, unless Hillary runs the table with, 50% every time out in every contest, it's heck, even if she ran it with 50%, I think she needs 55. She would need 55% of the vote in every state in order to secure the nomination without the help of SuperDelegates. That's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. So, like I said before, tonight it looks like Hillary may get 4 out of 5. Once again, guys, this is not something that should have been a shock to you. I alluded to. I said, actually, I didn't allude to it. I said it. I said 3. We might get 2 or 1 or 2. I said that today on my earlier show. Unfortunately, I live in Maryland, so I'm pissed because I wanted us to bring Maryland. I mean, I brought my boys out. Me and my son and I, we went out there, we voted. We hoping more people would vote for Bernie here in Maryland. But Maryland is very tricky. We got a lot of people who they just see the name Clinton, I guess. They just go, ooh, Clinton. I just love Clinton. Clinton's so nice. I heard Clinton dance real good one time. No, I don't want to do research. I just want to vote for her. She a woman. Let's give a woman a try. I hate when I hear that. She a woman. Let's give a woman a try. They don't care if she bring on World War III. She a woman. Let's give a woman a try. She's evil. Let's get a woman. Let's give a woman a try. Did you hear what I said? Yeah. Okay. You shouldn't have a driver's license, let alone a voter registration. But anyway, guys, that's what time it is, people. We need to recognize what we're dealing with. I want everybody to know this is the tone we need to carry throughout tonight, okay? Listen, we knew this was going to be hard. I got to do my pep talk all over again. There is no such thing as an easy revolution. Hope you didn't come here expecting one. Hope you didn't expect that, because it ain't going to happen. We're up against the biggest, strongest, most powerful political machine the world knows in the industrialized world. Do you understand that? Are you getting it now? Is that sinking into people? I know some people are young here and they think, well, we can conquer anything. We can conquer anything. But it may not be it may not get done the way you envision it getting done. I don't know what boxing matches you've been in or what karate sessions you attended, or I don't know when the last time you did anything competitive, but you lose sometimes, and it's okay. It's what you do after. It's what you do immediately after it that determines who you are. That's what matters, guys. What are you going to do immediately now? What is in your gut to do now? If it's in your gut right now to feel sorry for yourself, then you need to check yourself, and you need to really dive in deep and listen really close to what I'm telling you. I'm not telling you this for fun. I'm telling you this because this is what I believe to be true. Just when the night is darkest, just when it's the most dreary, that's when the good things happen. We are making this happen. We have already defied all odds. Let's continue to defy those odds. Let's continue to have Hillary have to hire people to try to balance out the sound of us online. Let her continue to have to do this, because you know what? At the end of the day, it will matter. It will matter that we have this coalition, not just for Bernie. This is not just about Bernie Sanders. And you know what? He said that. He told us, he said that last night. He said, I'm not the revolution, I'm part of the revolution. I'm not the leader, I'm a leader. We're all a part of this. And once you embrace this as yours, and you get out of the spectator lane on it, and you start owning it as your revolution, the one you owe your children and your wife or your husband or your partner or your friends, your mother, your neighbors, both far, close and wide, near and far, then maybe then you'll see what I see. And that's how I look at it. This is not Bernie's revolution. This is my revolution too. And I will not give up, because you depend on me, and my friends in Mexico, New Mexico, and Singapore, we all depend on one another. This is not about us sitting back watching the game on TV, guys. This is full contact sport. All right? We're in this as one. We're all a part of this. That's why it's so important, because we need to make sure we help the Congress, help fill the Congress with the right representatives. They need our help. Oh man, we're just getting started. We're just getting started, people. We got so much work to do. We have so many well-meaning people who have not been infected with the disease of power and special interest, money, who reject it, who still have green eyes, man, who still look at it fresh and want to make a real difference. And they're not thinking about selling out you and I. We got people like that all across this country. So this revolution is not just about how Bernie did in Delaware tonight. It's not just about how Bernie did in PA. And why didn't the black people in Maryland? This revolution is not only about that. And if you minimize this revolution to how well Bernie's campaign did tonight in 5 states or 4 states or 3 states, then you have missed the total point of this. That's not what this is about. This is about bringing together millions of people who want a real democracy to exist in the country they live in. What's changed between yesterday and today? Did we get a democracy that I don't know about? Look, guys, look. I don't know. Did the skies open up and all of a sudden now we got, I don't know, paid medical leave or paid paternity leave for mothers so mothers don't have to rush back to work and leave their children in the care of someone they don't know? I mean, did we get that? Did I miss something? I may have missed it. I've been working hard. My head's been down. I did 3 shows today. Right? This is my 3rd live show. I did video editing. I've been busy, so maybe I missed it. Maybe while I was busy doing shows with Nicole Sandler, doing my day show, now doing this show, then going to vote also and taking care of other responsibilities and editing and uploading videos. Maybe I missed it. Maybe while I was busy doing that, they decriminalized marijuana so my brothers, my black brothers, my young brothers don't have to go to jail and get records where they can't function in society. Maybe that happened. I don't know. I mean, if that happened, okay, maybe you're cool. Maybe you're right. Maybe we can fall back. Maybe it's all we good. Did that happen? And maybe while I was busting my ass and I was, doing all this work today, maybe, I don't know, maybe we decided no more regime changes. Maybe we handed that down. Maybe we passed a law, no more regime changes. We'll stop meddling and trying to implant leaders in foreign countries as if we own that. We'll stop trying to monopoly board the world. Did that happen? I mean, maybe that happened. Maybe we passed that law. Maybe we decided as a country that's what we were going to do. Maybe they passed a universal law banning fracking. Maybe we banned fracking because, I've been busy, man. And I'm not always like paying attention to everything. So it's possible we started banning fracking. But see, I got a feeling that none of those things happened today. So that means you still need to be in this because these things, the reason why I fight, the reason why you should be fighting, those issues have not been resolved yet. And Hillary ain't going to do it, man. She just ain't going to do it, man. She's not going to do it for you. That's why we can't vote her in. That's why we can't fall in line. That's why we can't do it because she's not going to stand up for us. She's going to stand up for the people that paid her. She's going to stand up for the people that put money in her account over the last 20 years. And that wasn't you. That wasn't me. We didn't give her $225,000 to speak. So why would she care what we think? She said last night she wouldn't do a darn thing to help you come onto her side. Nothing. She said she would do nothing to earn your vote. She said, what choice you got? I'm it. Get in line. That's what she said. You want to get in line? You ready to be brought to heel? Or you ready to keep on going? You want to keep fighting? You going to keep fighting with me? You gonna line up and fight with me? You gonna line up? Can I look to you to stay in it with me all the way through convention? Just like Bernie's staying in it all the way through convention. Can I get that from you? Can I get your commitment that you are not going to flounder, that you're not going to give up, that you're not going to quit, that you're going to go all the way to the convention, just like Bernie. 74-year-old Bernie Sanders can go all the way to convention. The stamina of a 30-year-old man, can you match it? All you have to do is somehow avoid mainstream media garbage for a couple of months. I know you can do it. Are you willing to do it? See, we don't have another option because you either care about the planet or you don't. You either want your children to have an earth to live on or you don't. You either want my son to go to college or to jump into a jumpsuit and go to jail. That's the choices, man. You either want some poor, misinformed kid in the Midwest to get his arms blown off in a foreign nation that don't want him there, or you don't. That's it. So let's not play around with this thing. Let's not play around with it. It's that serious. You either want water that's clean or you want water that's got fracking solution in it. Facebook? What you want? Can I count on you? Are you ready to heal? Y'all ready to heal? I ain't ready to heal. I don't heal for nobody. You ready to heal? You too. You ready to heal? Madam Secretary said are you ready to heal? Blog Talk Radio. Y'all, iTunes, Stitcher Radio. Y'all ready to heal? Y'all ready to bow down? Y'all ready to quit? Y'all ready to just... For the sake of every person on this green earth, I hope that you are not ready to heal, that you are willing to go further, that you're willing to go through the emotional roller coaster, because you're worth it, and I'm worth it, and our children are worth it, and our friends are worth it, and our mothers are worth it, and our fathers are worth it, and our babies that haven't even been conceived are worth it, and the little children in other countries are worth it, and the grown men struggling to make ends meet in other lands are worth it, and the ladies far away hoping and wishing and praying that we get this right and that we hang in there, they're all worth it. And the deer are worth it, and the birds are worth it, and the grass is worth it, and the water is worth it, and the air is worth it, and we're all worth it. All right, I will start with calls now. Somebody passed the collection plate. I feel like I just took y'all to church. Hey, look, I don't use the teleprompter. I just open my heart and just say, here you go. Here you go. This is my heart. This is how I feel. I didn't even know I was going to say any of that. Just, here you go. I think that's what you need to hear right now. This is how I feel. So, all right. Wow. I want to go to the next. I want to go to a call. Give me 1 minute, guys. Give me 1 minute. You know, like I'm talking to myself. Like, yeah, tell me. You know, you got one of those moments where you feel like you talking to yourself. Like, hey, yeah, I'm worth it, Tim. Yeah. You know. So look, guys. I'm gonna take calls in the order that they came in. And yeah, let's do it. I'm going to go to my first call tonight. My friend, at 7. Well, first, let me give the number one more time to anybody on Facebook who just came in. 323-870-4064 is the number, Facebook, and you're welcome and you're invited to call. You're amongst friends and family here on the Tim Black Show. I will take my first friend at 760. Please, your name and where you're calling from, because we all one big family, and just because I know you don't mean we got new people who may not know you. All right? Let's go.
Hey, brother, it's Amos from Oceanside, man.
Hey, what's up, Amos? How you doing?
I'm doing good, brother. How you doing out today, man?
I'm good now, man. I'm feeling great, man.
Yeah, you know, like, there's a couple things that surprised me. They were panning over to Maryland and Philadelphia. They were panning over to Baltimore, and they were panning over to Philadelphia. And this happened on both sides. There were African Americans that I thought were voting against their best interests, and there were a bunch of white folks and a bunch of Asian folks that were bringing up criminal justice and all this stuff, but for some reason they voted for Hillary. And that's okay. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that. You're going to get that from everybody. But here's what I want to do. I want to, shout out all my dudes, all my men and women that voted for our guy. I want to thank Connecticut and Rhode Island for showing up and doing the right thing. And, as far as I'm concerned, this night isn't nearly as bad as I thought it was. Because I think there's going to be a big win in Rhode Island. There's going to be a good win in Connecticut. And honestly, I'm looking at Pennsylvania right now, and there's only 21% of the vote actually being counted in Pennsylvania. And for everybody that don't know about 2008, the president lost New York, he lost Pennsylvania, and he lost California, if you could believe that. And he still won the election. So let's not jump off the cliff, and let's understand that there's plenty of people that really need to be educated about what the choice is out here. You understand what I'm saying? Nothing crazy happened. Well, you know what I'm saying? And we'll see what happens. As far as I'm concerned, I'm looking forward to next week and seeing the ass beating we're going to put down in Indiana and the ass beating we're going to put down in West Virginia. It's going to be the street part 2, brother. You understand what I'm saying right now?
I feel you, brother. I feel you.
We ain't even close to this. Right now, in 2008, California was already done. New Jersey was already done. Most of the states were already done. What happened in this election is a lot of the delegates are backloaded, which means that if we do this right, there's going to be a tidal wave, a tsunami, a nuclear meltdown happening in the Hillary Clinton campaign. You know what I'm saying? And they're not going to know what hit it. And it's going to start next week. You watch. So I'm perfectly fine. I expected to lose 5 states today. So if you're going to tell me that we came out with 2 and, we're going to look good in Pennsylvania and stuff like that, it's all good. It's all good. I'll take that result. You know what I mean? So sometimes even if you want to go 5 for 5, sometimes if you go 2 for 5 and you end up with the game-winning home run, that's not a bad night.
Yeah.
A baseball reference there.
Right, I get you. But all
right, guys, it's all good. On to the next.
I love the attitude, Amos, man. I appreciate you for the call, man, and the spirit that you gave it. And, I just need for my Bernie supporters, man, to be more like my Kasich supporters, more like my Cruz supporters who have that long vision, man, and say, you know what? We can't let just like the Republicans who are saying we can't let Trump win. We had to say the same thing about Hillary. That's why I'm not going to go into it, but that's why I'm so adamant because I feel that she is just as dangerous as Trump. Even more so, really, in my opinion, because she puts a female face on it, and it's enticing to women because she's a female. She would be the first female. But she has the facade of this thing that would be great for us. But it's anything but. That's camouflage. That's why I feel she's more dangerous. She's a war hawk. All right. 617. Thank you for holding 617.
Hey, Tim, how's it going?
I'm good.
Calling from Boston. My name is Cole, and I am a sociology major. And from a sociological perspective, this is an amazing thing to witness. Millions of people coming together, going to rallies, being a part of the political process, protesting, etc. We are a part of the Second American Revolution. I don't doubt that at all. And the convention is going to be huge. I mean, we are making history, people. And the first thing I learned in sociology was how corrupt the media is. That's the first thing I learned. And there's people they call gatekeepers, and they decide what comes through the airways and what doesn't. They're absolutely paid off. And that being said, we have more power than people realize. There's more and more like organic foods being produced because that's what people are buying. And we can get away with getting rid of cable because most of the things are online and there's a lot of alternatives. And then, speaking of voting, the SuperDelegates are realizing that we're the ones that are voting them in. And, we're also supporting politicians who are like Bernie. Right. And they're starting to wake up to that fact.
I love it. I love it. I love you, what you said. You said Nicole, right?
Cole, K-O-L.
K-O-L. Okay, I thought the Nick part got cut off, but it's Cole. You know what?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
I thought maybe I missed something, but okay. Look, Cole, I love what you said, and I want to add on. Look, guys, I meant to give applause. I'm gonna skip applause between calls because I've been running out of time on my callers, and I don't want to do that. And I think if I give it an applause, I save a minute or so, because it's about 30 seconds. So, Cole, thank you so much. Just because I'm not giving you applause now, I'm giving you an applause inside, okay? Cole put up a good point that I want to touch on real quick and get out. She said organic food is produced, more organic food is being produced because that's what people are buying. Let's unpack that for 1 second. This is my point, guys. Cole, thank you, Cole. I love you, woman. This is the point, right? That's why I say we cannot choose the lesser of evils and bail the DNC out. Because if we buy the food, if we buy that cheap food, that Hillary Clinton food, they have no incentive to give us the better food we want. Do you understand my point? That makes sense to y'all? Y'all get where I'm coming from? If we don't buy what they're selling, they got to change the recipe. They got to make something else. If we buy it, they have no incentive on giving us better candidates. And if you say, well, they're not going to listen, they're just going to keep on selling it anyway, well, you know what? They go up in flames. And whose fault is that? Whose fault would that be? Thank you, Cole, for your organic food reference, and I was able to use an analogy to prove my point to some people who just can't get it. She's a Democrat, but she's bad. She's junk food. We don't want it. We want the better food. We got to wait for it. We got to demand it by pushing that plate back. All right, let me keep it moving. 717.
Hi, Tim. This is Catherine from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Catherine.
How you doing?
I'm excellent.
I am, I'm sorry. I am, first I want to say the first caller,
I was very pleased to hear his statistics that he shared with us. It's good to keep up hope. First, I want to talk about the filth and bullshit that Hillary Clinton's people pulled yesterday on Facebook, tearing down the Bernie Sanders pages by putting child pornography on Facebook pages and then reporting our Facebook pages to whoever's in charge, I guess Mark Zuckerberg or whatever the hell his name is. I hope these people go to jail. I hope Hillary Clinton goes to jail. I don't understand why the hell this is not on mainstream media. Well, of course I understand why it's not, but this is utterly frustrating. I also want to bring up the fact that they were calling Maryland for Hillary Clinton when there was 0 precincts reporting, 0, and they're calling it for her. Yet they wait until Bernie Sanders is up by, let me see, 20, he was at 20 points above Hillary Clinton in Rhode Island, and they still had no call. And there were actual counties being blocked off and saying, these are the precincts that Bernie Sanders won. Nobody was reporting Rhode Island. I cannot deal with this corruption and the cheating. It's so frustrating. It really is. Yesterday I was canvassing with my son, and one of the Hillary supporters, I have my son knock on some doors by himself. One of the Hillary supporters slammed the door in my son's face. Okay, this is the people that we're dealing with. People that are posting child pornography on Facebook, child pornography, and people that would slam a door on an 8-year-old. I feel like crying right now because I'm so pissed off that people keep voting for this trash, this corruption, this criminal. No one cares what the hell they're doing to our country anymore. I'm fed up. And I just want to repeat what I told you guys before when I called. You know, I know that this is a game that Hillary Clinton and Trump set up from the beginning. There's nothing else makes sense. Nothing else. This has to be something that they decided to do at the beginning. Oh, well, you want to be president? By the time I'm done with them, they're going to be begging for you. And that's Trump talking to Hillary Clinton, okay? Because I don't know what else this could be right now. I'm just really frustrated. We got screamed at by Hillary supporters. People say, I don't care what you want to say. I'm voting for Hillary because she's a woman. Oh my God, the ignorance. It just boils my effing blood. I can't deal with it. When you were talking about recipes and I'm not buying what you're selling, I understand that right now, Bernie Sanders is changing the face of politics, even if they're stealing the election, which they are, because, by the way, I have a video posted on my Facebook page of polls in Pennsylvania, people trying to push the button for Bernie Sanders, and magically the button for him does not work. Okay? No matter what, I'm going to say loud and clear to everyone in Harrisburg and Pennsylvania, I am absolutely burn your bus. If they want to steal the election, then maybe we deserve to have a President Trump for a couple years so people can see what it feels like this is what happens when you do not go with the will of the people and the ones that pay taxes into the system, the ones that give you your paycheck, the ones that are paying for the congressmen, the policemen that beat the hell out of us and arrest us for no damn reason. Maybe we deserve to have a Hitler in place because we don't know what the hell we're doing, and nobody around here has the power or the strength or the courage or balls to stand up to the government. And that's all I have to say, Tim. I'm really upset right now. I could cry.
I hear you, Catherine. I do. Catherine, the only thing I disagree with you on is that you said early on that the way they were calling this thing, Catherine, you know better than be expecting fair treatment from MSNBC or CNN. Come on, Catherine. Come on now. That's what they do. They're not going to call a state Like part of the reason why you're so upset, besides the fact, look, I already know, like, they slammed the door on my 7-year-old. Oh, so look, I'm with you there. Don't get me wrong. But look, the whole idea of them not calling Rhode Island, come on, you know that. That's why we got to stop dealing with them. I have to deal with them. You don't have to. Okay? I have to deal with them. I have to watch some of that crap because I have no other way to get the information. But you're not in that situation. Stop subjecting yourself to that foolery. All right? They want you to feel upset. They want you to be despondent. They want you to be in the dumps. They want you to cry. They want you to do that. And then they want you to run to Hillary. But see, it's having a reversed effect, isn't it? Yeah. That's the last thing you're going to do. See? That's what I'm saying. That's why everything's working out the way it should work out. In my opinion. Well, not exactly, but I know I take what I got and see how to make it work. See what I'm saying? That's how I see it. Get it? Yeah. I think you get it. More power to you. Why is my Facebook going in and out? I kept going in and out. Daggone it, man. Something went wrong during broadcast. Isn't that something? They had 588 people watching on Facebook, and something went wrong. Yeah, what went wrong? I wonder what went wrong. All right. Okay, guys, real quick. I'm going to cut this off, cut my phone back on. With my damn iPad. My iPad doesn't do this as much. All right. 203. You're next, 203. Thank you for holding.
Tim?
Yes.
Hi, it's Jen from Connecticut.
Hey, Kim from Connecticut.
It's Jen.
Jen. Hey, Jen from Connecticut.
Hi. First of all, I wanted to say you are so awesome.
Thank you,
You
lady.
are so awesome. Okay, so I want to say, first of all, I'm Bernie or bust. And I got to get that out there. And I want to, second of all, say that I agree with the other callers about the fact that, first of all, obviously we won Rhode Island, and I really do believe we're going to win Connecticut. I do know I was out there working it, and I feel like I went to New Haven, and there were a lot of people. I know, like, I spoke to a lot of people on the phone and canvassing, and on the news it said that they had a really positive feedback for a positive outlook for the future on the Dem side. And not to be rude, but I don't see that coming out on the Hillary side. On Bernie, with his strategy going forward, I kind of feel him as being like a great chess player. And I feel him taking what he's getting as delegates moving forward and just kind of kicking butt. I feel we've got this all, we didn't even kind of feel like we were going to take all 5 anyway. I felt we were going to take probably 1 or 2 and continue on. We want delegates. That's our strategy. And I think we're fine. I don't, people getting upset, we got to remind ourselves, it's all about delegates. Screw Hillary, screw the mainstream media. You shouldn't even be paying attention to them because they're a bunch of liars. And let's keep going. It's our revolution, and we have to continue on. Right?
I feel you. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've been saying, Jen. That's the way. Yeah, that's the spirit, Jen. Thank you so much for your call.
And,
oh, my bad. What's up? What's up, Jen?
And I just want to say thank you, because you are helping it. Like, you're continuing it. You keep it going. And that's what we need. It's you keeping it going. Keep letting us call in, getting it out. And this is good. Reminding everybody that that's what we need. The delegates. Remember, it's us against them. We can do this. We've got each other. And Bernie, he's gonna keep us going.
That's the spirit, man.
That's all.
Hey, look, Jen.
And thank you. you.
You're welcome, Jen. Thank you for calling and giving me so much love, man, and just reminding me that it matters what I'm doing. I appreciate you so much, Jen. And thank you for doing your thing in Connecticut, too. Hey, look. That's what I've been trying to say. I just love hearing somebody else say it. Just reminds me that, we got like-minded people in the world. And frankly, guys, Jen is just flat out right. She's just flat out right. This is a delegate game, a game of delegate gaining. It's a game of longevity, and we just keep going. We are in it as long as we want to be in it, right? So that's the thing. Like, no one can say, well, no, that's not how it works. Isn't it beautiful? As corrupt as it is, no one can make you leave if you got the money to stay. You can get to the polling places and your name's on the ballot. You can do all this tricky stuff, but they can't make you leave. As long as he stays, the longer the message gets out, and the more people join the coalition, and they join the revolution. All right. Okay, I lost someone. 562, how you doing, 562? Hello,
Black, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How you doing now?
All right, this is Marvin from California.
Marvin, what's up, man? You sound deep voice today, man. What's going on?
I got a little congestion going on.
Okay.
Man, I'm just calling to hit you at your question that you asked earlier. Am I down? I'm still down. I'm rolling to the end with this. There's no backing out. As some of the callers had already stated, it wasn't like a thing on me expecting that he was going to make a sweep of all 5 states tonight. You expect that it's something, she was going to pull at least one out,
Right.
So I'm undeterred. But, as I was on hold waiting, something came to my mind. I mentioned once or twice before I was in the Air Force. I joined the military right after I graduated high school in '85. Went to the Air Force. And the whole thing about fall in line. Fall in is a command for the formation to get into formation. And a command is given by a superior to a subordinate.
Wow.
So she's telling everybody that supports him, that supports Bernie, fall in line, giving us the command basically to step away from pipe dreams and free stuff, and get in line with how it's supposed to be. I did my time, and there is no policy of hers that I agree with, so hell no, I'm not falling in line behind that. No way. But the main thing I just wanted to say to him, Black, is undeterred. Is Bernie a bust? It is Bernie a bust. And if it is bust, I'm a bust with it.
I love the spirit, Marvin. You know that, man. Exactly. That's it. Forget that man getting formation. She ain't Beyonce. I think she is. Talk about some formation, bro.
Exactly.
I love it. Thank you for
That's all I had to say.
Hey, look, Marvin, I hate to cut you off right there, man, but thank you so much for the call, Marvin, man. I appreciate you. Look, man, I know Marvin's voice so well. I was like, Marvin, you got a little something? That's like, and Amos and Catherine. This is people that call. I get to know. It's great. All right, I'm going to go to the next call. It's just great having you guys call up, man, and we build a real family, a real wolf pack. So, very well, guys. Let's keep it moving with 717. Facebook, I don't know what happened. It just cut out, and then I had to redo it. I don't know, but welcome back. Welcome back. Your dreams are your ticket out. Welcome. Yeah, you guys are going to lighten up a little bit because we are still kicking butt, taking names, and attacking the establishment. We got to run it up the tree. They running up the tree. They send the attack dogs back down at us. Come on now. All right, 717. Come on now. Talk to me, 717.
Hey, Dan.
Hey.
Can you hear me?
I hear you fine.
All right, Tim. This is JD. I've called you once before. I'm calling from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I had a call just a minute ago from Harrisburg. I am a strong Bernie supporter. I've done a lot of canvassing for him. I've contributed 6 or 7 times to his campaign, all small money donations. And I am with Bernie to the end. But I think, myself, like many other Bernie supporters right now, we're beginning to ask ourselves, what are we going to do in the event that he doesn't get the nomination? I mean, he has his path nomination is very narrow. We all must acknowledge that. And I think, we're all asking ourselves, will we support the Democratic nominee, Hillary Clinton, in that event? Or will we roll the dice and support somebody who I think probably doesn't represent our ideals for the most part, Donald Trump? When I think about it, when I look at Hillary's positions, they are better positions for the most part than I see on the Republican side, but they are not really her positions. They are positions she has adopted from Bernie. They are not truly her positions. I've wrestled with this because I think, some of the stances I hear on the Republican side scare me. Their position on climate change scares me that they don't acknowledge it, because I think we are at a turning point. And if we don't do something in the very near future, we might be at a point where we can't correct, what's going on a global perspective there. So that's a dangerous thing in terms of electing a Republican. But honestly, at this point, I don't think I can vote for her. She has no integrity. She is what the DNC is trying to force down our throats. And I think we need to send a message to the DNC. If they want our support, they have to change the way they do things. The whole thing with SuperDelegates alone is a bunch of baloney. They have to get rid of that. They can't suppress a candidate like Bernie simply because he doesn't meet their establishment requirements. So I think that's all I had to say, Matt. That I've been wrestling with this. I'm sure a lot of Bernie supporters are wrestling with this, and I'm curious, if Hillary does get the nomination, what will happen over the 6 months that follow, whether she can somehow entice. I mean, I think there's a fair number of Bernie supporters that will just naturally gravitate to her, but without a substantial number of us, there's no way she's going to beat Trump. And a lot of people have called for Bernie, or I guess Trump himself calls for Bernie to become an independent. Obviously, that would benefit Trump. And I would like nothing better than to see him do that. I know he will not do that, because he said he will not do that. He's a man of integrity. He will not change his position, I'm sure. But I think a lot of us are wrestling with, what we'll do if Hillary is the nominee, and it certainly looks like she has a very good chance of that happening. I, like many Bernie supporters, are going to continue to support him till the very end. But I think my position at this point is there's no way I can support her, not after I've watched the campaign she's run, how she's misrepresented her candidate, saying that he did not support Obama, saying that he's not for gun control. I mean, just complete misrepresentations of our candidate. How can we support somebody that's that dishonest? So that's my 2 cents for tonight, Tim.
Okay.
Thanks for everything you're doing.
No problem, JD. Just quick question, JD. When did you tune into this? Quick question. When did you tune into the show tonight?
It was about a half an hour, I think, after you started. You started at 9 o'clock. I think I tuned in around 9:30.
Okay. Oh, man, you know what I got to do, JD? Man, I have to release this video in its entirety, because I went in at the very beginning of this video and I touched on a lot of the questions, a lot of the things that you brought up. But I'm going to go back through it. I will definitely, man, make this public for you, man. But thank you so much, JD, in Pennsylvania, man. JD, yeah, because I was wondering, like, JD's bringing up stuff that I'd pour my soul out, JD, like exactly to what you suggested, the questions that you have and your concerns, which are very valid, okay? And let me respond like this, my brother. JD, man, you've been given to this campaign because you said, right? You said that you believe in Bernie Sanders and you're there with him to the end, right? Okay, so I wish you would consider Bernie a bust. This is why. It's not because I hate the Democratic Party. It's because the Democratic Party is doing this. Okay? They're doing this. Listen, when you said that Bernie will probably not secure the nomination, I think you mean by delegate count, right? Because I'm thinking that's what you're thinking. Neither will Hillary. Hillary will not win this by delegates earned state by state. It will not happen, okay? The only way Hillary secures the nomination is the same way Bernie could secure it. Through what? Through superdelegates. And if those superdelegates line up behind Hillary, that's their choice. That's a choice. That's not just, neither candidate is going to have enough votes or enough delegates alone. So Hillary won't get the nomination either. Not on her own. She, as much as she talks, she has not secured enough votes to get the nomination straight out. Okay? So, to the other point, I agree with you. Some of Hillary's stances, some of them are similar to Bernie's because she took his platform just to because she saw that he could beat her. like she saw that Bernie could beat her. So she's like, I gotta adopt some of his stuff. But it's just, I don't believe it, just like you don't. She's not fooling me. It doesn't sound like she's fooling you, JD. You know when somebody's sincere. You just got a bad feeling. Like, if that's not how you felt before this race started, what makes me believe you had a moment of clarity after, if for no other reason than just to get a vote? Yeah, that's how I feel as well. Consider Bernie a bust. If the DNC wants to have one of the worst candidates with the lowest approval rating, the highest unfavorability ratings in recent history as their nominee, and they want to line up behind them, and they want to give them all this push and support from the establishment, well, then you know what? They get what they pay for. They get what they pay for, brother. If we fall in line, they have no reason whatsoever to listen to us. None. And last point. Hillary is not a true Democrat. She's far right. She's right. She's wrong. She's so right, she's wrong. She's wrong for the Democratic Party. She should run as a Republican. One of the Koch brothers just came out and said that he'd vote for her. Or he'd strongly consider it because she's conservative enough for him. Hillary said last night, I don't know if you caught it, last thing I'll say, and I'll go to my next call. For anybody who didn't watch the Dem debate, well, not debate, the Dem Town Hall with Rachel Maddow, what I call the foot rub and massage and body waxing and pleasure contour, body massage, whatever Rachel calls that interview she had with Hillary. Because it's not I don't know what you call it. Definitely not a question answer session. More like would you like some more tea, madame? Would you like me to rub your feet, madame? Would you like me to feed you grapes, madame? I don't know what that was. But during that thing, Hillary said, she will do nothing to earn Bernie supporters. She will not adopt any campaign issues. She will not adopt any of the platform of Bernie Sanders in order to get our support. That's what she said. She will do nothing. Zero. Expect nothing from her. She feels she's done enough for you. She's done enough for all her people that voted for her. She doesn't feel that she should have to do anything to earn your vote. So I hope that answers your question. She answered it for you. If you feel that Bernie Sanders is the better candidate, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You stay with it. All right. Don't let fear be the motivating force in what you decide to do come the general. 704, thank you for holding.
Yeah, John from North Carolina again.
John from North Kakalaki. Talk to me, my brother.
Hey, I'm not going to rant rave tonight. I got that out of my system, and I thank you for listening to that the other night. But I had to get that off my chest, and I feel for the caller who called from Harrisburg, PA today. I know exactly what she's feeling. I just have two things.
Well, hold on, John. John, talk to her.
Jack?
John, talk to her for a minute, man. If you know how she's feeling, cheer her up a little bit, man. What can you tell her? Do your Tim Black. Do a Tim Black thing,
I
man.
got off with Tim the other night after watching your show and listening to the callers. We got to fight to the end. This thing's not over. This is a revolution that's going to continue to carry on. I've been a Democrat since 1979, first time I placed a vote, and I've been a Democrat my whole life. I'm now unregistered. I've already gone to the courthouse. I'm now unaffiliated. I will not stand for any more of this abuse. They will not jam bad candidates down my throat no more. Their promises are just ridiculous. We have lobbyists making decisions for our politicians. Our leader of this glorified candidate has bankers in her pockets and corporations. Are they for real? This is what they put out for us? I mean, I've been a member for, like I said, since 79. I pulled down my Act Blue. I refuse to send money to Act Blue anymore. I'm going to give this real quick. Bernie, 2016, Post Office Box 905, Burlington, Vermont, 05402. Hurt the DNC in their pocket, folks. Don't send them no more money. Support your candidate. Bernie will take care of the candidates downstream because he's got honor and he's trustworthy. The DNC has become corrupt. It cannot be trusted no more. We can't have this. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We're going to fight this thing to the end, and this revolution's going to go on. Everybody has to stay focused. Everybody has to get engaged. I mean, it's the only way to save our country and make things right. They didn't want all the independent voters to vote in all these elections, right?
Right.
They don't want your vote. Now, why give it to them in November? Don't do it. Don't coddle to these people. This is your country. Step up and stand up. Enough is enough. Bernie's right. No more, America. If we don't do it, we aren't going to have a country. They're going to sell us all down the line. Hell, we got a Republican candidate here who thinks that minimum wage should be done away with. The other candidate on our side doesn't even want to go to $15 an hour. It's a joke. We should all have free health care. We should all have free education. Man, our children deserve better. We all work hard and pay a lot of taxes, and we get nothing. Wake up, everybody. Don't send the Democrat national chair or any of them any money no more. Send it to your candidates direct. Hurt them in their pocketbooks for a change. They've done nothing but hurt us and ours our whole life that we've lived in this country. They've destroyed everything our founding fathers gave us. I can tell you right now, Tim, you know what would be happening if our founding fathers was alive today? There'd be a shortage of rope across the nation, and every single one of these politicians would be running for their damn lives. Tim, I thank you for keeping everybody going on this, but it's Bernie or bust for me.
I love it. I love it. I love it. John from North Carolina, I remember John. I knew John had fire. He came with a heat seeker, and he was going to speak it. Thank you so much, John. Sometimes people need to hear it in a different tone. These are your brothers around the country, folks. John is your brother. He's asking you. No, he's more than asking you, really. He's reminding you responsibility that you have to your country because you know better. Like I always say, you can't blame a person for what they do when they don't know what they're doing. But you would be knowing what you're doing. You can't blame somebody who don't know how to drive, who's trying to learn to drive because they hit the curb parking. But once you've been driving, you hit that curb, yeah, now I'm wondering what's up. I thought you knew how to drive. So I thought you know about Hillary. You know too much. It's like these guys, man, I met. Guys I've known who meet a pretty woman that they know is scandalous. When I say scandalous, hey, man, do what you want to do. But if you know the woman's not ready to settle down with you, don't be an idiot, right? Like, where go for women? Well, that goes really for women, too. But, no, she got such a great smile. But she dates everybody. She don't want you. I know, but if I buy a car, maybe if I pay her rent, maybe she'll. No, that this she don't like you. She likes this guy over here. She'll take your money, but she don't like you. Hillary's that woman. And it's fine being that woman if that's who you want to be. But hey, you have to decide, is that the type of woman for you? Ladies, guys who will date everybody, who ain't ready to settle down with you, may look good, muscles, pearl chest, little bit of cake money, but not ready to settle down. Hey? Got eyes for everybody but you. Got eyes for you and everybody else. What you gonna do? See, this is life. This is life, guys, and we're doing it. We know Hillary does not have our best interests at hand. We know who her callers are. We know who her love interests are. It's power and money, and you still are asking me, should you vote for her? Come on, man, you know the answer to that question. And what we're going to do, this is going to be a long look. I intend to have this show for a long time. A year from now, things change. Some things go like, I don't know. And you call it in. I can't believe that she did. When? World War III, Tim? Yeah, you voted for it. I didn't. Told you, dumbass. Sorry for my language. Don't be in that position. Don't do it. You know what you're getting. You know too much. You seen Abby Martin's video, didn't you? Did you see Hillary lies 13 times in 13 minutes? Did you see that video? Why are you asking me questions about what you should do? You know what you should do. Do you believe that video, or was it all a lie? Was it all a smear by Carl Rove and company? Do you believe that that's true? Do you believe what your eyes showed you? Do you believe what your ears heard? Do you believe that? Do you think it's right that she blamed Bernie Sanders for guns in New York City? Do you believe that? Do you believe that it's right that she said he didn't care about the poor children murdered? Facebook, she said that Bernie didn't care about babies younger than my son being murdered, slaughtered, because he didn't want a frivolous lawsuit against the gun manufacturer if they didn't know that someone misused the product. She used that to say Bernie don't care about the kids who were murdered. And you want to know, should you vote for her? You know the answer to that question. All right. 269. Do not let fear be your motivation. Hold on for 269. Here you come now.
How are you?
Hey, how are you?
I'm fine. You're on speaker. I'm sorry. I was typing and talking to some of the people in your YouTube chat while I was talking to you, but that's beside the point at the moment. Okay, I heard you talking about fogs. And I'm going to tell you, I saw something on Facebook, and I kid you not, there were two women on there I guess it was this morning or maybe it was earlier this week or something, and they were saying you don't need to vote, you need to pray, because God's going to put the right candidate in office. You don't need to worry about it at all. And I believe, but I'm not, I just don't believe what they're saying. And it struck me as funny. And God knows I shouldn't have, but it's awful. And I kind of really wish Fox was off the air, but we won't go there.
My friend. I love this, man. Did you hear this lady? She hung up, y'all. I didn't hang up. She hung up. I wish I didn't get your name in the beginning. That was hilarious. Thank you so much for your call. Yeah, there are people who believe they're very deeply Christian or whatever their denomination. They're very spiritual. Or they have faith, and that's great. But I also believe even those people realize that faith without works is dead. Right? And see, I was raised in a religion. So faith without work. So there's a part that work is getting out and finding out who's the best person to vote for. God don't have nothing to do with your political system, I don't believe. I don't remember that being in, if anything, if I remember correctly, going back in the file cabinet, going back 20 years, 25, 30 years, Caesar's things is Caesar, right? Am I right, Facebook? I don't know. Caesar's things is Caesar. If Hillary Clinton ain't Caesar, I don't know who is. If Wall Street ain't Caesar, I don't know who is. So so vote. Don't leave this up to go out and vote. Talking about you don't need to vote because it don't matter, because God got it you. Tell that to some dead Iraqis. Heck, tell that to some kids doing 20 years for a blunt. A lot of suffering that didn't have to happen. Thank you, 269. Going on to 203. 203. Thank you for holding on, 203. Hey, how you doing? Hello? Hey, how you doing, man? Who's this?
Hey, Tim, it's Matthew from Connecticut.
Matthew from Connecticut, man. How you doing, brother?
Good, just sitting on pins and needles watching Connecticut results come in. But, in the long run, it's not going to matter in terms of delegates. It's kind of like just a way that I'll somehow feel better that my state goes to Bernie, but that's, I can hear in both Kathleen from Harrisburg?
Yes, Catherine.
And the gentleman from North Carolina, they had kind of personalized in a way, and I'm sure you do as well in Maryland, you feel kind of shitty because and that is the absolute, I would advise anyone who's listening to fight off those feelings, and I should myself, because, that doesn't really matter. It matters, but I could also recognize in Kathleen from Harrisburg, let's just discuss about the child pornography. Child pornography is so heinous in its own right. The fact that someone would use that as a tool, whether from the Clinton campaign or just an internet troll, to shut down, it's just, we are living in very dark times, but that is also a very good sign, I think, that we're on the cusp of something amazing. And the woman who just called who said that like you need to vote, not pray. I think it's both. And you can have whatever spiritual. I grew up Catholic, lapsed Catholic, don't really have. But the solidarity movement in Poland in 1980, as I've read about, and as the Sanders campaign signs every email in solidarity, that there was a movement of working class Polish people that stood up to communism. And finally, Pope John Paul flew into Poland without the communist government's permission, and all of these people came together, and they could see for the first time that they weren't all alone. And those were the seeds of overthrowing tyranny. And that DNA is in Bernie Sanders' blood, and that DNA is in America's blood, because we overthrew the most powerful institution in the world. So I really liked your opening segment, and keep the positive vibes flowing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You got it, Matthew, man. Thank you so much, Matthew, for your call. And you're right. Whatever you need. Hey, look, I'm all for whatever people need to get through. I just want to make sure we put the work in as well. That's all. That's all. Thank you so much, Matt. I appreciate you. And I remember Poland. I picture this guy. I remember they had a leader. And when I say a leader, he's just symbolic. Everyone laughed. That's the thing. There's always someone who's symbolic. They become the face of something. But there are millions of people behind that get it done. And I think any true patriot or humanitarian or just passionate, whoever that person is, they would say the same thing. They would tell you that too. And so would Bernie, I believe. Don't know the guy, I just got a feeling. Well, he said it, so I'm sure. 434. Thank you, 434. Hello, 434. You're live, 434. How you doing?
434.
That's you. I hear you. You're live with Tim Black. Who's this? Hello? You said 434? That's you. Talk. All right. You're live. I guess you don't want to talk. Okay, I'm going to put you back on hold. Maybe they just called up to listen to the show. And 831, how you doing, 831? 831, how you doing? What's going on? Can people hear me? Hello, 831. This is my second caller who doesn't want to come on the show. 831, you're live. What's going on, man? Hello? All right, I'm going to keep it going, guys. Maybe people are just listening. That's a number. Okay, let's see if we can go for 3 in a row. 3 in a row. 714.
Tim?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Tim. This is Tim from Anaheim. It's Bruins for Bernie.
Hey, Bruins for Bernie, Anaheim. Tim, how you doing?
Thanks for taking my call, man.
Sure.
I'm feeling pretty good, oddly enough. So many people are down in the chat rooms that I just thought that I'd share something that made me feel good and maybe make you all feel good too. Somebody in the chat says that all we have to do is to deny Hillary the nomination on the first ballot at the convention. And if we can do that, that's a brokered convention. If she goes in there with one delegate less than whatever the magic number is, I don't know what that number is, but if she goes in there with one delegate less, that's an open convention. And those delegates are released. They can vote for whoever they want to. And I mean, honestly, who are you going to call? Don't you think at that point that they're going to go for the number 2 guy? I just don't see anybody else coming into an open convention. I mean, who? Like Joe Biden? I mean, he's a nice guy, but he's got zero constituency. It's like, that's ridiculous. So it's Bernie or Hillary, and if it ain't Hillary on the first ballot, then it ain't Hillary.
Hey.
And then it's Bernie. Now that's what I mean by Bernie or bust. And I'll tell you something else, Tim, and I've been bounced out of other chat rooms because people don't like me sprinkling facts on them. But here's an unpleasant fact, and if you want to give me hell in the chat, that's okay. But this is a fact. Bernie Sanders cannot have a third party run for the presidency in 2016. It would be illegal.
Wow.
Now let me explain that. 46 out of the 50 states have laws on the books preventing the so-called sore loser. This is a person who has run unsuccessfully for a party's nomination for president. If you do not get that party's nomination for president, 46 states forbid you from subsequently running in the general election as a third-party candidate. How do they do this? The filing deadlines are long past. It takes a great deal of effort to put third parties on the ballot. It took a great deal of effort. I think the last time we did it in California was when we successfully put the Green Party on the ballot. You've got to gather signatures of people who have not voted either Republican or Democrat or another party. That's a problem. To find and identify enough of those people to say, yeah, I really want a third party. I didn't vote as a Democrat. I didn't vote as a Republican. I really want to go and vote for your third party. The deadlines have passed. It is illegal. The mechanism does not exist. So I'm really sorry, but that's the fact of the matter. Don't believe me. Go online, check this out. I looked at it myself today on Wikipedia. I think it's called the sore loser rule. And the only major state that hasn't got it is New York. And wherever Joe Lieberman. Joe Lieberman lost his primary as a Democrat and was subsequently elected as an independent the same year.
I remember that.
That's going back to 06 or 08.
Yep.
Forgive me, I forget what state he's from, but that's one of the other four that allows it. It ain't happening.
Interesting,
That's
man.
the reality of the situation. It's Bernie or bust, and what that means is he wins at the convention or bust.
Wow. Wow, look, you know what? I'd never heard that, Tim. I want to thank you, man, for sharing that information. Guys, go fact check it. Go find out if he's right or not. And if he's right, he's right. Okay? And, you know, I don't know why you want to chase him out the chat room for being right about something. It's that he didn't make that reality. He's just sharing the reality. So thank you, Tim, for your comment, brother. It's better to know than not to know, I would think, right? 757.
Yo!
Yo!
Yes, it's Nick from Newport News.
Nick from Newport News. What's up, my friend?
Thing is, how things were, I used to be one of these people who would go on and say, vote blue no matter who, but after seeing all the corruption, all the cheating, and all the nonsense that went on at the Democratic primary, I'm not going to suck it down and vote for Hillary. I just can't. She does not respect the Democratic Party.
You're breaking up. Hey, Nick, you're breaking up a little bit. I want to hear what you're saying because it sounds definitely like something I got to hear, man. Just clear it up a little bit if you can, brother.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. I used to be one of these people who would have sucked it down and voted for Hillary, but I'm not that anymore. I can't. She just doesn't respect the democratic process. She's rigging the election. She's going all crazy. I can't vote for anybody who's like that. I just can't.
What happened? What made you?
And the thing is,
Nick, if you don't mind me asking, Nick, what happened? What changed in you that would make you say? Because you said you once upon a time you may have done that. What happened to make you make that change? You think?
the funny nonsense that happened. I mean, first, I mean, there of course was Arizona and New York as the obvious ones, but I mean, even back in Virginia, when Bernie lost the primary here, I still saw hints of Hillary cheating even in elections where she was almost assured to win. I mean, she won Virginia here 2-1. Yet she still cheated in a few counties. We saw voter machines being tampered with. Electronic machines just be tampered with. Votes disappeared. It was 300 out in one of the western counties where Bernie was favored.
Gotcha. Horrible. Go ahead, Nick. What else you got, man?
And then, well, also, yeah, what that guy earlier said, it kind of disappoints me because if things go badly at both of the conventions, the thing I was kind of hoping for if that sore loser rule wasn't in place was that if first the Republicans have a brokered convention, they hand Cruz the nomination, Trump walks out and decides to form his own thing, and then at the Democratic nomination, they give it to Hillary, and then Bernie walks out and does his own thing, a four-way election happens. I was hoping for that, but if this sore loser rule thing is true, then that's probably not going to happen. It's probably an impossibility. And if that happens, this is probably the first presidential election I'm voting in, and that I could vote in. And the thing is, my brother is probably not going to vote. He turns 18 in a month, and he's probably going to abstain. He was going to vote if Bernie had won, but he's known Hillary for a while, and he does not like her. I mean, I'm trying really hard to convince him not to vote for somebody like Trump because, well, just look at what the guy proposed. Just look at what he had in store for the free speech laws, for opening up the libel laws so we can sue people who write the hit pieces and make a lot of money. I mean, that guy. I had a hard time convincing. I had to convince him not to do that.
Okay.
And he seems to agree with me, but I don't know how much further we can be pushed.
I got you, my brother. I do. Well, look, Nick, man, thank you for your call, man. I appreciate it and the explanation of, at a time, and you're a young guy, man, so maybe once upon a time you thought, the Democrats say, it was idealistic, the Democrats stand for this, the people, but they're not standing for the people. So we accept reality for what it is. And then the most obvious representation of that, Hillary Clinton actually has surrogates saying they just want free stuff. That's not the Democratic Party, man. That's not the Democratic Party. No, we pay taxes. We don't know, like Chris Rock says, we don't pay taxes. They take taxes. You get your check, your tax is already gone. Right? A lot of them anyway, right? Democratic Party is not who they supposed to be. And maybe they never were. I don't know. 757. Hold up. I got two 757s. Which one? I should be on this one now. I just had a 7. Here goes another 757. How you doing?
Hello.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm doing good. This is Linda from Yorktown, Virginia.
Yorktown, Linda. What's on your mind, Linda?
Well, I have a question, and I have not been involved heavily in politics the way I am right now because I always thought we didn't have a chance. We always had just corrupt choices, but now we don't. We have a wonderful choice, and My question is, if all the things that Hillary has done, that everyone knows that she's done, and it's illegal, how is it that the DNC allows her to run?
Oh, is that a real question? You really want to know the answer to that,
Yes, it's a
Linda?
real, well, what I'm saying is, why isn't there more backlash at the DNC? Why isn't, I mean, I just don't understand. I feel like I'm living in some sort of alternate reality where I can see all this stuff and no one else can see it.
No, they see it. They just ignore it. Right? Because Hillary gives people favors, and Hillary gives people money, and she has a lot of pull in the Democratic Party. Her and Bill, I mean, she is the first lady of a president who served 2 terms. Yeah, so,
Sure.
and we have progressives, even progressive media people who want access to it to a certain degree. I don't know, man. We see it. They just ignore it.
How can we, like, if you look out on, like, you're the only person that tells the truth. So, like, I tell everybody, don't watch any news. I thought Rachel Maddow was going to be okay. She is absolutely not okay. So, there really is no one other than you that's speaking the actual truth. So I share that with everybody. But you see like hundreds of Bernie believers groups and Bernie or bust groups and all this. And I feel like they all needed to be coordinated, like into one, so we all know and we can all participate in the things that we need to participate in. It seems so chaotic with everybody saying stuff. And I agree, it's Bernie or bust or nothing. There is no other choice. If we don't do that, what are the 2 choices either that we want?
I hear you, and you know what? You know what, Linda? You know, maybe we need to all band together. Look! You saw what they did to Facebook recently, where they launched an attack and they knocked out a lot of Facebook groups.
Yeah.
You know, if we only had one group, we really would have been in trouble. So
That's right.
You know, so it's good
That's
that we
right.
have it spread out a little bit. But yeah, we need a central place. And what I did, Linda, is when I saw it, I said, hey, I've got a page, Tim the Bartender Show, where you can come and I'll give you information until we get it sorted out. They can't take that down because it doesn't have Bernie Sanders' name in it. So it's kind of under the radar a little bit, you know. But
Right, and I've seen a lot of people putting out there, we need to do the same. You know, people need to go out and attack hers. And see, the whole point is Bernie's running on integrity. So that's the opposite of what we should do.
Right, that's the opposite.
We all need to stay on the high road.
Right.
Because we know what road she's on.
Right. Yeah, I would never condone doing what they did. In fact, what was done, I'm learning, like, I didn't know what was done exactly. I'm learning that someone posted, or someone's posted pornography, child pornography on some of these pages.
Yeah.
And that's how they got shut down.
And then reported it.
Yeah, and then reported it. And you see, that's, no, we should not do anything even remotely similar to that. First of all, it's illegal. First of all, it's illegal. It's illegal, it's unscrupulous, it's unethical, and it's just not what we want to represent. So, Linda, thank you very much for correcting them.
Sure.
No. Yeah,
Sure.
let me
and thank you for your show.
Thank you.
You really help me every day.
Well, thank you, Linda, for your kind words and your support, lady. What's the show without people like Linda? Come on, you know, what's the point? Gotta have Lindas, gotta have Tims and Nicks and, you know, people who actually tune in like Matthew and JD and Marvin and John and Catherine and Jen and Amos. You guys make the show as well. It's a combination. We work together. But look, I haven't addressed this, guys, and I just want to say it, if you care about me at all, if you like me at all, if you're down with me or whatever, listen to me, guys, please. Do not go out and do crazy stuff. Look, let me make some videos. I will be scathingly, brutally, I'll pound them in the grill with the truth, okay? I will not cut corners. I'm not trying to make friends of enemies, okay? None of that stuff. I'm just going to tell the truth. But we do not need to stoop to no level like that. Don't do it. If you roll around in the dirt with pigs, you both end up dirty. Don't do it, all right? I know you want to fight fire with fire, but we got a different type of fire, okay? All right. Don't do that. Thank you, Linda, for setting them straight. Keep them honest, Linda. Okay, Linda, my friend Linda from Yorktown, VA, I'm going to do a video. I will knock their teeth out for you, Linda, and I'm going to shout you out. So thank you, Linda, for reminding me I need to do that, because I think that's something's brewing right under the surface with people. They're angry. So yeah, I need to get on top of that before we start doing. Some people start doing that. No, like this Bernie Bros stuff. That's paid operatives from Hillary Clinton and the super PAC who did that. Okay, we're not those people. We're not those people. Those are paid trolls posing as us, doing that stuff. Don't we actually do that? No. You know, when back in the '60s in the civil rights. When we were fighting for civil rights that we're still fighting for, I don't know if people got this illusion that we got all our civil rights and it's all over. No, we still have rights. We still have fights to do. But when they sat at those lunch counters, when they did the sit-ins, you know, they didn't play loud music and kick chairs and spit on people and punch people. No. So we can't stoop, is what I'm saying. We can't give them any, to me, I'm sorry, I just see Hillary. I see this whole thing as they are the oppressors, right? And we can't give them nothing. We can't give them a way out. I'm not saying we could just shame them into a compliance, but we ain't gonna win by burning down their party by not being in their party. Let's not do that, all right? And I don't hope that doesn't sound too meek. I'm just saying, you're gonna go to jail. First of all, you can go to jail for putting that crap up on someone's page. So first of all, okay, I'm done. All right, 254. I think this is my man Jay.
What's going on, Sam?
Hey, what's up, Jay? How you doing, my friend?
Been doing all right, and hearing that you had a good show so far. How was the boat ride?
Hey, we did what we had to do. Look, guys, if you don't know, when I went to vote, I took my oldest son, TJ, who was first-time voter, and we took the youngest son, Chase. He's 7. When I said we're going to vote, he thought I said we're going to the boat, to a boat. I don't have a boat, but he thought we were going on a boat. And he was mad, so I did a video, and he's like, in the video, he's like, this don't look like a boat. Where's the boat? Like, we're going to vote. So, Jay, he was, we went and got something to eat. He was fine, so yeah, he's good.
That's good to hear that. And unfortunately, I just had my computer go down, so I was looking at it. Connecticut is looking pretty good. It was like 49% when I last checked. You can probably check the chat. Delaware, I mean, with Clinton having that tax loophole there, yeah, she was pretty sure to win that one. She won that one. She just trumped Sanders. And of course, you know, Rhode Island, that's Sanders. So we're doing pretty good. We got 2 states out of 5. This thing isn't over.
Right. And thank you so much for the update, Jay. I mean, that's like I said, I wasn't sure about Connecticut, and I'm just gonna keep it real. But if we pull it out, that would be great, guys. And look, and it's not. Look, if we keep it so
49
close,
to 48, though.
yeah. But if we keep it close, it doesn't really matter. Remember, guys, it's all proportional. Will it really matter in the delegates when it's that close? Not really, Jay. Right, Jay?
Exactly. And you know, my thing is, I kind of wanted to call tonight because I know there's a few people talking about some of the things that, you know, I usually talk about. So I'll try to get to 2 things really quickly. Now, your last caller was talking about let's fight fire with fire. The thing is, all these dirty tricks and tactics, that was a Nixon tactic. I mean, he had hecklers that were sitting here trying to get to Sanders. I mean, get to his opponents, like way back in the day. That was Nixon. With Clinton, she's had hecklers, but that hasn't worked because a whole bunch of people are for Sanders at these rallies. Okay. In terms of this porn thing,
right?
If you look, there's actually, well, let me try this again. There's as a gamer, I sat here and saw these tactics against a website, It's called 8chan. And some people, they would sit here, post porn, and then sit here and blame the administrator for it, even though he had nothing to do with it. He said, report it, I can get it removed. Same tactics, the sexism, misogyny. It really turns into this like upper class feminist kind of nonsense. But I'm just saying that these tactics are really not that new. It's just a way to sit here and disrupt, our collective power, which we've been showing that a whole bunch of people believe in Sanders, and Clinton is basically scared and, pissed because she thought she was going to be the anointed one. She's not the chosen one. That's the point about that. Now the other part that I have, it's a little bit of history lesson. I'm just going to try to make this one quick. The establishment has chosen a candidate before, and they dropped the ball. If you look through history, and I think I sent this to you on Twitter, but Oliver Stone did this report about Henry Wallace versus Harry Truman. Harry Truman had 20% support, and the establishment decided to support him over Henry Wallace, who had 90% of support. Now, Henry Wallace, basically to make it quick, he helped create the New Deal. He was a very smart man. And on top of that, he was like a really great populist. And he was the progressive of our time. So when I sit here and talk about Bernie Sanders as the Henry Wallace of our time, I'll usually talk about him or I'll talk about George McGovern. Now, when you look at what Henry Wallace did in terms of sitting here and trying to fight for the nomination, he fought tooth and nail to the very end to get that nomination, and the establishment basically took that away from him. Now, we got Harry Truman. The thing about Henry Wallace, he was the vice president of Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So he was very, very popular because of all the deals and programs and policies that he gave us in terms of the New Deal. That is pretty much the law of the land even to this day. What this all means is when they decided on Truman, Truman was the guy that basically gave us 2 atomic bombs. Henry Wallace was the guy that would have at least talked to the Russians like they did during World War II instead of, diplomacy over dictatorship. We didn't need to drop the bombs. And Harry Truman, he was kind of like a pedant, up his own butt, but I'm trying to keep it PG-13. But the basic thing is, if the establishment decides to decide on Hillary Clinton, it's going to be a repeat of history. We don't support her because we know she's a war hawk, because she has SuperDelegates like Chris Dodd, who runs Hollywood for the Motion Picture Association of America, right, who doesn't like what we do. So we can have that, and then, but our power is we don't have to vote Democrat. We have a lot of power to decide we're going to go green, we're going to vote Bernie in, or we're going to just let the Democratic Party, the DNC, burn because they don't represent us. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm looking at it that Bernie has already won because, to me, he doesn't have a federal indictment. So that's all I have to say. I'll see you next time, Jim.
All right, Jay, man. I love it, man. Thank you, Jay. Jay is our resident chief research, I would say, specialist here for Tim Black TV. Thank you, Jay, for that, man. I appreciate you, my brother. You get in the weeds the way we need. We need to learn something sometimes. And well done. Well done, my friend. Well done. Next call. 973.
What do you say, Chief?
Hey, how you doing? Who's this?
All right, it's your Big Daddy, Harford County Mayor, House of Six.
Big Daddy? I can't call you Big Daddy, man. What's wrong with you, man?
No, it's Don, man, Don.
Don, all right, Don. What's up, man? Talk to me, Don. What's up?
Oh, where to begin? Let's start back at the beginning. Goldwater girl. Why on earth would I vote for somebody who at some point in their life thought it was a good idea to back over? But, all right, she was young, fine. The bad judgment then. Okay, we were all young once. Let's move on. Every trade agreement that her husband brought up and thought was going to make this country great, she was in on 100%. She was standing right there, couldn't be happier about it. Voted for, endorsed the TPP over 20 times. Now all of a sudden, TPP is no good. Gay marriage. DOMA comes up. Oh, you love fishing, don't. Let's protect marriage. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Let me wet my fingers, stick in the air. Okay, it's safe now. Okay, yeah, I'm for gay marriage. It's pathetic. I couldn't live with myself, couldn't look myself in the mirror every morning if I pulled a lever for that one. It's burning a bus all the way. And if this country had any sort of backbone left, the convention in Philadelphia would make Chicago look like a picnic. But I'm afraid that this country just lost its sense of self. And we're going to be stuck with a choice that is going to be hard to swallow. And I ain't picking either one.
My man, Don, my man. I feel you, Don. Look, Don, thank you so much for your call, man. Well said. It's just that simple. How can you do it in good conscience, guys? How can you go with it in good conscience? You can't. You got to leave your conscience at the door and start saying, well, I got to just use my brain here and say, be pragmatic. There are things we can't do. There are ways to make money that are just unethical, right? Like there are things you could do. If I wanted a Benz outside, there are things I could do to get one. I know the formula that works. I make content. I'm personable enough. All I got to do is make some videos, turn y'all against one another. I would blow up. There'd be people making videos because they hate me. That would blow my name up. There'd be people fighting those people. That would blow my name up. It's a formula that works. But is it ethical? I have kids. I care about my kids. I want my son to be able to look his dad in the eye and feel like he respects his dad. I want my youngest son to want to grow up and say, hey, my dad. I want to feel good about who I am. I want to have the ability not to sneak up on mirrors, but to look them directly at the mirror and say, you're a good man, Tim Black. And not just because of what I own. So to Don's point, that's what it's really about, guys. It ain't worth it. Don't let them tell you it's worth it. And don't let them minimize it either. When she decides, well, I want to do a no-fly zone over Syria, let's go to war against Russia. Hey, look, my name Bennett and I didn't spend it. You feel me? All right. So let's do what we got to do to prevent that. Convention 201. Thank you, 201. How you doing?
Hey, Tim, how you doing? It's Anthony from Philly.
Good. What's up, my man? How you doing? What's going on? What's on your mind tonight, man? We're feeling it. We're feeling it. Come on now.
Yeah, definitely feeling it. I've been calling quite a few times lately, so I took a couple of notes on the other callers that were calling in. So the last caller, Don, right? He was talking about the Goldwater girls. Just yesterday, I was watching MSNBC. MSNBC did what seemed to me as a surprise Bernie interview because I'm a big Bernie supporter. I follow this stuff religiously, and I found out about it almost halfway through it. People were tweeting about it, and I tuned in. So after this interview with Bernie on MSNBC, they did a segment on the Goldwater girls. I kid you not. And they talked about Goldwater and his presidency and a fringe presidency, and they compared him to Trump. And they showed the pictures that we've seen, the memes all over the internet of the Goldwater girls. And I'm like, oh my God, the mainstream media is about to admit that Hillary Clinton was a Goldwater girl. And no, they did a whole 10-minute segment. They had pictures of the Goldwater with the cowboy hats, and every single picture of every meme that you've seen of Goldwater was shown, except the clip where Hillary Clinton admits that she was a Goldwater girl. So I don't know if I expected anything less or anything more, but needless to say, the media is against us. Turn your televisions off. I encourage everyone that I know to just cut the cord and enough is enough. So that's that. The other gentleman, I think he was talking about whether, actually a few of your callers, they were saying, where do we go from here? There's been a lot of talk about that.
Okay.
So do we coalesce in the Democratic Party and try to make the Democratic Party feel the burn? There was another gentleman speaking about, brokered conventions and a block on the vote. The Green Party is on the ballot in about 50 states, so if everyone that was behind Bernie wanted to get behind Jill, that is a possibility. And Jill Stein, after New York, was actually putting press releases on social media trying to reach out to Bernie. So if Bernie endorsed Jill, and Jill's on all 50 states, or I think she's on 49, she's on enough of the states to actually win, more than enough, then that could be a real big deal.
Okay.
But yeah, there's something has to change. Unfortunately, we've seen state by state the corruption in the Democratic Party. Just Rhode Island. He won Rhode Island, but there was major voter suppression there. So even though he won Rhode Island, so we won't see as much of an outrage because he did win. But dude, they closed half the polling stations again, and the governor there is a SuperDelegate, and the person that's in charge of voting the voting there is another SuperDelegate of Hillary Clinton. So honestly, I almost feel like I guess we could transform the Democratic Party, but I feel like that stench will always be there. It's like a sofa that
90 seconds.
And as much as you try to spray Febreze on that sofa, I kind of have the feeling that you're always going to have that stench of corruption deeply embedded inside the party. Obama was a perfect example. Obama had a message of change, but there was so many special interests that he was beholden to, and Hillary Clinton came and was a part of his cabinet.
60 seconds.
I kind of feel like he fell victim to that.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't have the answer of where we go from here, but I would rather a third party. I think a third party makes fix something that is severely broken. And the good thing about Bernie running on this ticket and Bernie not running as an independent is he was able to get all this momentum and all this media exposure. Despite the media being against him, they were forced to give him a certain amount of exposure. So I hate to say the ball's in his court, but he could
10 seconds.
All this momentum in a certain direction towards the future. One last thing, and then I'll get off the soapbox here. there was the one lady that was talking about praying, should you vote or should you pray? There's something very important in voting, and not only for the president. I would almost argue, and I don't want to, disenfranchise people who are voting for Bernie, obviously, but I would almost argue that it's important to vote for every single election, not just this one. I'm guilty of it. This is the first the presidency that I'm actually getting involved, but it's important to be registered to vote. A second benefit of being registered to vote is when you're registered to vote, you automatically get registered to do jury duty. And now jury duty is something that is traditionally looked at as, a negative thing. I have to go to jury duty. But jury duty is almost more powerful than voting in a way, because for that one case that you're on a jury and presiding on, you have a voice, and you can actually say who's guilty and who's not guilty. I was reading an article yesterday, and criminal justice attorneys are coming out overwhelmingly and saying that it's harder and harder to get an acquittal. It's harder and harder to get an innocent conviction nowadays, because the juries are not a jury of your peers. And a jury of your peers is actually, they do try to weed out people, but if you're not registered to vote, you're not registered to be a juror. So that means that you're not going to have a say on how your neighbor's case could be decided in a real case. And this is how case law gets. This is one of the ways how case law comes into play. Okay. So registering to vote, a very basic part of our democracy that everyone should be a part of. A friend of mine's from New York. I'm in Jersey, so I'm across the water. We didn't vote yet. But a friend of mine's from New York, and he called me right after the New York loss. And he said, "Dan, what happened, man? Our boy Bernie, he didn't win." And I snapped on him. I almost cursed him out. I said, "Bro, you're not even registered." So,
Right.
So it comes back to, if you're not voting, you can't complain. So we all need to, do our part, register to vote, and then when you have jury duty, go to jury duty. Don't try to get out of it. Go and be part of, this democracy. Because if not, there's a bunch of special interests out there, as we've seen over the past decades, that will be a part of it and will do what they want to do with it.
All right, Zach. I got to leave it there, man. Thank you so much for your call, Zachary. Look, I was about to hit the buzzer on you, Zach, and then you delivered. You hit me with that bam, you're not even registered to vote. Talk about our guy. That's the type of guy you want. He need a ride today. For gas money, he'll give you next week. My car don't run on gas next week. It don't run today on gas next week. I grew up with guys like that. Hey, man, I would kindly pay you on Thursday for a hamburger today. Today is not Thursday, and you have no money. Give it up for Zach, man. Zach. Let's keep it moving. People are 317. 317, how you doing?
Hi, Tim, am I on?
Yes, you are.
Awesome. This is Leah from Indianapolis. First of all, I want to thank you so much for giving us the forum to actually speak. But I want to give some talk looking ahead, considering I am from Indiana. I've got a few thoughts about what's going to go on here. So the first thing that's really kind of destroyed our state recently in the past couple of years, more so than before, is our bullshit Republican governor, Mike Pence. I don't know what you guys have seen or what you know, but he, first of all, has destroyed our education system. We had a grassroots candidate who's the head of the teachers union run for the head of education in the state, and she won. She made it. But once she got in, Mike Pence started creating committee after committee so that he could go around her and basically completely destroy all of the work that she was doing. So that's number one. Luckily, come this November, we will get to vote him out because he will be out. The other reason for that is the religious freedom law that he passed. I love my LGBTQ, friends and family. There's no reason to shut them out. And the whole religious freedom law actually cost our state $60 billion in revenue because people didn't want to come to our state due to discrimination. And of course, later on, they have this, basically bullshit retraction of the law that isn't really a retraction. So there's a lot of hate pent up towards Mike Pence, and we all feel that he hates us too. Not to mention what all has happened recently as well with more strict laws on women's rights when it comes to paying for funerals for aborted fetuses. Total bullshit. Wow. I mean, you can't imagine how much we hate him, and to think that voting for someone like Hillary over Bernie is going to fix anything when it comes to the way that the nation looks at each individual state. I know so many friends who have moved out west because they see Indiana as a backward state. And there's so many people here who are left fighting, and we are struggling to fight the good fight. I have kids that I will go to the end of the line for. I want them to live in the state that I was born and raised in and be able to have a good education, to not be discriminated against, to make the choices that they need to make as adults. So I really see, when it comes to Indiana voting next Tuesday, I feel like it's important that when Bernie comes to town, and I know he's going to be at two of the big colleges in the state tomorrow, I know that when he comes to town, he's got to speak to more than just those issues. I know that Carrier here in Indiana, with all those people being laid off because the factories moving down to Mexico, all of those people have backed him, and all of the family members of those people are backing him. But there's so much else that we need to be fighting for, and it all has to come together. And Bernie's the only person who is standing for each and every one of those issues. So thanks for having me, Tim. I know you've got a lot of people waiting to call in. So thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Leah. Thank you for calling in and giving us a little insight into what's going on in Indiana, because you're right. Like, I don't know, and I'll admit that I don't know much about Indiana, but I can't imagine it be much worse than any other. I don't know. I never want to judge a person just by where they come from. And yeah, I'm sure I'm confident Bernie's going to go in and do his best to win every vote. That's what I believe. Just based on the way he runs his campaign. I had something happen earlier where I was going to phone calls and people were there. They just didn't know they were on the air, and I don't know. I'm looking, okay, so I'm just going to go down the list here and make sure I got everybody before I drop off. I want to make sure everybody gets a chance to talk if we can. This is one of those nights, man, where people need to talk, and I want to give people that the opportunity. I just ask that you respect the fact we need to get to all the calls before the line cuts out, okay? 661. Hey, 661, you're live. How you doing? Okay, 661.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing, 661?
I'm good. This is Trudy in California.
Thank you, Trudy. What's on your mind, Trudy in Cali?
Well, the guy that called earlier saying that, about the sore loser thing, that Bernie wouldn't be able to go in, what do you call it? Shit.
It's okay.
The incident or whatever.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I looked that up, and it does not apply to presidential candidates.
Oh.
And the way they try to prevent presidents from doing it is to have a filing deadline date. But the earliest deadline date is, I looked that up too, it's on Ballotpedia, and it's under filing deadlines and signature requirements for independent presidential candidates 2016. And the earliest deadline is July.
Is July?
Yeah. July 7th or 8th, something like that.
Okay. So they could enter into the primary as an independent.
Oh wait, I just found June in Illinois, June 27th.
June 27th. Okay.
Is the earliest deadline for that state. And you have to have a certain number of signatures, which I know we can get. We are Bernie.
Right. Man, hey look, I would love that to happen. I will work tirelessly to get those signatures. You better believe that. If I got to put out a video,
no doubt.
You know, if I got to put out a video every other hour, I'll do it. Like whatever we got to do to get them. I'm serious. Hey, look. But I appreciate.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you for giving me that information.
And
Trudy, go ahead.
California is the one where you have to have the most signatures, and it's 180,000, something like that. So we could do that. That's not without even breaking a sweat.
Right. So it's signatures per state.
And I don't care what comes down. I'm writing in Bernie in November if I have to.
There it is. Booyah. There it is, Trudy.
There's no other choice.
I agree. No other choice. And if you can't write in, guys, Jill Stein is away. Thank you, Trudy, for your comment. Let me keep it moving to get everybody in before these lines cut off. I don't know exactly when it cuts off, but when it cuts off, and nothing I can do. 831. How you doing, 831?
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
This is Dr. Kat in Iowa, Fairfield, Iowa. I think the reason you weren't hearing people is if you watch on the computer and you listen on the phone at the same time, there's a lag. So
yeah,
the computer's behind. Yeah, so I didn't hear you calling. Okay, I know it's late, and it's probably a little late for this discussion, but what I want to put out to start the discussion among people is, given all the shenanigans that have been going on, the voter suppression, the election fraud, I saw a video recently that was taken with hidden cameras, and it showed in Nevada, Hillary volunteers and maybe paid people too. The ringleader was actually an attorney in Nevada, and somebody went in there with a hidden camera, and she was telling the Hillary volunteers to do whatever they could get away with.
Yeah.
So they were registering voters, and they were having Hillary campaign materials there and trying to convince people to, vote for Hillary, and it's a felony to do that. And they caught this on camera. So we know all this stuff is going on, and my question is, what recourse do we, the people, actually have in this situation? We all get angry and frustrated and desperate and freaked out, but stepping back, it's like the fox is guarding the hen house. All the people that are supposed to be protecting us are implicit in these crimes. What recourse do we have in our system? We have some great new organizations like Election Justice USA, filing a lawsuit in New York. But I feel like, maybe there's stuff that I don't know about, but I'd like to really understand what avenues do we have.
Okay.
You know, finding a petition online isn't, you know, really going to cut it. You know what I'm saying? You follow me?
I can't hear you, Kat.
Yeah, I just, you know, that's pretty much it. I don't have an answer.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like we just get really riled up and we need to kind of get more objective about this and figure out, you know, how do we bring justice in this situation? How do we get Bernie's votes back? How do we wield our power? Bernie says that we have a lot of power, but how do we wield that?
Okay. That's something definitely we need to look at. We need to come back to that. Look, callers that are coming up, if you can respond to this, that will be cool. She wants to know, what can we do? What's our recourse for voter suppression and the vote rigging that we've seen, or election rigging that we've seen in different states such as Arizona, New York, what have you. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Cat. 585. Base?
Hi, Tim.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey, it's Cindy. Pretty good. Anyways, I don't know. It's nothing really specific. It's just really feeling kind of burned up. You know, I mean, it seems like every state, even when, like, everything in the cities, it's always the cities. It's like something is going on. And cities seem like they would be easier to rig, because how can you go around to every little county in that? But I don't know. It just seems really odd that Hillary is taking all these cities. And I mean, to me, it seems odd that Hillary is taking anything, because I don't see how anybody could vote for her. But I don't know. It's just, I guess it has me kind of upset. Yeah. And Bernie just put out a release that I just saw while I was waiting, a press release about tonight. And I don't know if you've had a chance to see it. He says, I congratulate Secretary on her victories tonight, and I look forward to issue-oriented campaigns in the 14 contests to come. I'm proud that we were able to resounding victory tonight in Rhode Island, the one state with an open primary where independents had a say in the outcome. Democrats should recognize that the ticket with the best chance of winning this November must attract support from independents as well as Democrats. I'm proud of my campaign's record in that regard. And then he talks about a little bit about his platform and that. And, it's like she's really blowing off the independents. And, I mean, I only saw, that town hall the other night. I didn't see it, but I saw a little excerpt, and it was that part that you mentioned where she was saying she didn't need Bernie's voters, and no, she wasn't going to change her platform.
Right.
To please them and anything. Well, I mean, I hope there were a lot more people who went Bernie or bust after that. And at the same time, Obama just said that he's not worried about the TPP, that people will say it's an election season, and once after the convention, he said people will say all kinds of things, for the electorate, but I'm not worried that after the election that can change. So basically, he's saying that people who are running, and that probably includes Hillary, are about to, are going to be changing their minds on it, no matter what they're saying, when they're running. So, I mean, and he's pretty much saying that's okay. And to me, I am so disappointed in President Obama, especially over a number of things. But it does show that, I mean, he doesn't believe that, I don't think he believes that Hillary's going to stay on that page either. But people do. But people buy it.
I hear you.
With the echo, I can't really tell sometimes if you're about to say something. because I hear my voice echoing in the background. So if I keep talking, it's because I'm not sure, whether you were going to say something. But I don't know. I'm just really disgusted because there's been so much fraud through this whole thing, and that you never can tell whether something is an actual result of people voting for her or whether there was some kind of fraud, because there's so many things that were obviously, fraud and rigging up.
Right.
So you can't tell what is legitimate or favor.
Right. Well, look, Cindy, thank you so much for your call. I appreciate you. Let me keep it moving, guys. I don't know what to say. I'll save my comments to try to get everybody on the line. 860, how you doing?
Hey, first time calling. My name is Nathaniel, aka Super 757. You might have seen me in chat before.
Okay.
But just wanted to say I come from Connecticut, just voted today, and before today I've been just fighting the good fight, trying to knock on doors, get people to vote, and see where our Bernie supporters are over here in Connecticut, in New London. That's my home city. So yeah, I've had pretty good experiences when I was doing this. I would come up to people and kind of deviate from the get out the votes format, and I would find myself kind of debating. So some people I would walk up and they would say they support Hillary. I would ask, how could I convince you otherwise, So that would lead to interesting discussion, and I would have a lot of fun with that, and I would end up kind of changing their mindset or kind of introducing new ideas to them that they didn't see prior, So it's what I got from this is that it's like a real movement, So
yeah, you're right, Nathaniel. Well, look, man, I appreciate your phone call and your experience, sharing your story with us. And look, man, thank you for being a first-time caller, man. That's a great thing, man. Thank you, and please share the story with your friends. Let them know, that we're out here, that we have progressive show, and people can call up and they can tell their story. How about that? And thanks for the canvassing in Connecticut, my brother. I appreciate it, young man. 636.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hello?
Yes, how
hey,
you?
It's your boy Dimebag Darling from the great state of Missouri.
Hey, what's up?
How y'all doing? I just want to, I really ain't got too much to say. I just want to give all my Bernie Sanders supporters, just some words of encouragement. If you are supporting Bernie Sanders, we no longer are wanted in the Democratic Party. It's clearly, obviously, through this primary season, that they don't want us. They want the dumbed down voter. So we need to all band together and send them a message that if they want to screw us, we can screw them. 4 years of Trump won't be as bad as 8 years of Clinton. and I'm going on her record. On her record. This is not some stuff I learned from Fox News. I ain't never said anything to any Hillary Clinton supporter about Benghazi. I just go by what I know that's fact. And they don't want us. They want low information voters. They profit on our people being poor. That's why they don't want Bernie's message to get out. Because the people that know Bernie's message and have heard his message and have checked his record, they instantly switch. The first time I heard Bernie Sanders talking on Tom Hartman's show, I don't mean to drop somebody else's show name on your show, but that's how I found out who Bernie Sanders was. I was like, dang, won't this dude run for president? And then one day I seen him out there on the line, at the Capitol. He said he told him it was about 8 or 9 reporters there. He told me he had 10 minutes. He had to go back to work. He would take questions. And I was on board I was burning the bus right there. I've been a non-Hillary supporter. I would never vote for Hillary. Only low information voters vote for Hillary. And this is our kids' future. Like I called a couple of times and talked about this, but if you got kids and you at a certain age, like I'm almost 40, so my time is over. I'm on the downhill, but I got 2 small kids. I'm doing this for them. We got to do this for them, and we got to give them the big middle. We got to give the Democratic Party the big middle finger in November because they stole it from us. They stole it from the people. So we got to return the favor to them. And that's all I want to say. If you a Bernie Sanders supporter, don't be down. Bernie ain't down because he's already planted the seed and sold in millions of young kids' heads. And the revolution will continue, regardless if Bernie is here or not. The seeds have already been planted. There's nothing they can do. That's why they still in this election from. And I'll let somebody else, and I'm going to get off here so somebody else.
All right, guys, what's going on? You know who I am. I'm Tim Black.
Very much.
Hey, look, my friend, I appreciate you, man. Hey, look, guys, I don't have a problem with somebody telling it straight. That was pretty straight to the point. I appreciate you, my brother. I appreciate you, my brother from Missouri. Listen, guys, I want to first of all applaud everybody for getting the calls in. I want to wrap this up with something really strong, but I'm going to need you to bear with me for about 90 seconds, okay? Because I gotta do this now. That was harsh, and I like harsh because people need to recognize what we're really being confronted with, and we need to just look at it for what it is. That's right. Look at it for what it is. My man, he's like, something about middle finger. This is my man. Okay. So I'm gonna run this. This is my ad, guys. Bear with me for about 30 seconds. Give me a chance to come back to you, and I will do that. See if I can get this to blow up a little bit. It won't get any bigger. There we go. It fits the whole screen now. Well, there we go. I'm going to run this ad, and I will be right back. People on Facebook Live, you'll be able to hear it. You won't be able to see it, but you'll know it's there. And I guess that's what matters. All right, guys, what's going on? You know who I am. I'm Tim Black. I make digital content. People kind of like it. Some people like it a lot. Some people not. But if you like what I do, and you like to see me keep doing it and doing it well, how about you give it to the channel? It don't have to be $1 million. I mean, unless you got it. It's hard, man, being an independent guy, not taking money, not having big sponsorships. So look, there's 2 ways you can help out. You can PayPal me at timstake2@gmail.com. The other way is you can give monthly. What you do is you go to patreon.com, timstakelive. And that could be $5 or it could be $5,000, whatever, right? And I'm not a bill collector, so anytime you want to stop, you can just stop. I'm not going to come look for you. I'm not going to write you letters. I'm not going to phone you home. Let me go get ready for the show, and I'll hopefully will hear from you, right? Right? All right. Thank you so much, guys, for bearing with me real quick. I appreciate you guys. Look, man, we have a very interesting night tonight. People ask some questions. I delayed because I can get long-winded. I didn't want anybody to miss out on making their phone calls. We did clear the entire queue tonight, which is my aim every night if I can do it. Rachel Maddow is trash. That's what I wanted to start the night's closing argument with. Rachel Maddow is trash. Look, I was on Nicole Sandler's show earlier today. Nicole is very cool. I like Nicole. She's knowledgeable, she's personable, she's good people, and I appreciate her allowing me to be on her platform. I don't give Rachel Maddow a pass because when she works at MSNBC, she really can't control anything. I don't go for that. It's like I told Nicole, I say, you know what? There's always work at the post office. You know, you don't get to hide behind your job and then sell us down the river and we're supposed to forget or forgive it. Once upon a time, see, Rachel Maddow hurts because Rachel Maddow used to be a beacon of light, guys. Come on, guys. You remember Rachel? She would hold people's feet to the fire. She was tough. She was personable. She was fair. She didn't kowtow. She didn't, bend. She didn't fake laugh. She was Rachel. I don't know who this person is that took her place. It was a movie called Scanners, back in, I think it was the late 80s. It was about these extraterrestrial beings that took over bodies. They would, morph, or they would control the mind and the body. The body would look like the person, the individual, but they were no longer themselves. Maybe you'll remember John Carpenter's The Thing. Same concept. They get infected with this being. And that's sort of like what happened to Rachel Maddow. So I'm very disappointed in Rachel. If you saw Rachel last night with Hillary, I saw a little bit more of it. I saw like one clip, and then I saw a little bit more later this evening before the show. Horrible, 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 guys. Horrible, horrible bending to authority, horrible non-follow-up, horrible no opposition to the BS she's being fed from Hillary Clinton. Not the Rachel Maddow that we used to respect. What should we do about rigged elections? One caller asked that question. We sue them. That's what we do. We sue them. We sue the pants off them. And we get rid of anybody who had anything to do with it. They no longer get to work in our politics ever again. That's what we do. That's what we do in Arizona. That's what we're doing in Arizona. Will that be enough? I don't know. But you know what? What do the people do besides moan and groan? I don't know why people got this idea we're not doing anything. I know why. I know why we got that idea, because some people are saying we're not doing anything. Listen, this is what we do. We don't turn around and vote Hillary in. That's one thing. That's first, right? That's the big thing. We don't vote her in out of being pragmatic. That's first thing. Second thing is we revote. And how do we revote? We revote by withholding our votes. And we've cast ballots for people who have our ideals. So we take control of the system by keeping out these undercards. You know how expensive it'll be trying to rig every vote, every election for everyone in Congress? Pretty expensive. We have enough muscle, man, that we can get the word out about any candidate running in local elections, and we can help them. I have candidates now approaching me, wanting me to endorse them so that they can win local elections in places other than Maryland. You understand? We have the power to do that. That's what we do. That's the recourse. We sue, we withhold our votes, and then we implant the people we want. That's what we do. You're right, they don't respect the independents. Independents, there are more independent voters in America than any other party. GOP or Republican, GOP or Democrat. And you're right, Hillary can't pull the independents. That's why I keep saying, I kept thinking the DNC will wake up and say, you know what? We can win Hillary, we can win the battle, but we're going to lose the war because Hillary can't win over the independents. So how are we going to win the war? Hillary, we don't want to lose an election behind you, Hillary. And I keep thinking the DNC is going to smarten up and recognize the truth that, we can get Hillary, we can buy her the nomination, but you can't buy her the presidency because they're not going to vote for her. And if they rig the general election, there will be an all-out revolution. Not this kind of revolution that we're having right now, that we're trying to stage, that we're forming. But you know what? Every disrespect, every disenfranchisement I don't even know if that's a word. Every time we're disenfranchised, every time they take away our rights, every time they do these things, they do nothing but throw coal in the fire. Now, I hate fossil fuels, but they're throwing coal in the fire. For my analogy, I need to use it. Well, maybe we'll say more wind is powering the turbine. Let's use that. The more wind is hitting that windmill every time they do something. And eventually it's going to spin off its axis and it's going to be unstoppable. Because people need adversity to fight back. You know, you all heard the story about the dog that's howling in the yard. The guy walks by and is like, why is that dog just howling like that? And his owner says he's laying on a nail. That's why. He said, won't he get up? He said, it don't hurt enough, I guess. That's us. That's us. That's what's going on there. When we get up, we'll get up if we're hurt enough. And every time they do it, every time they trick us, every time they lie, every time they rig a voting booth, every time they close a polling station, every time they black out Bernie, every time they do this stuff, they're doing what? They put a little bit more weight on that dog. Yeah, they're coming by, they're leaning on that dog. That dog gonna get up, that dog gonna bite. That dog gotta bite eventually. He got teeth, that's what my mom said. I said, Mom, that dog bite Mama? She said, he got teeth, don't he? So anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the show tonight. I appreciate you. Let me jump over here. Yeah, we're good. I appreciate you being here tonight. I appreciate you calling into the show. Listen, before I leave you, I believe, first of all, I know I'm on the right side of history. I know I'm doing what's right. You know how I know I'm doing what's right? Because of you. You are my indication that I know more than just my gut, right? The fact that my people, the people let you know. The people let you know when you're on the right side of it. The Hillary Clinton supporters, they don't know what we know. Like my caller said, they're low information. They don't know. If they knew, or they don't care. Some people just want a woman. They don't care. They do not care. People like comparing it to Barack Obama. I'm going to say this. Barack Obama didn't have a record really for us to judge him on. Hillary does. The best indicator of future activity is what? That's right. Tell me, guys, for all my people out there who are thinking, they're wondering, they say, Tim's burning a bus. That's drastic. Okay, what's the best predictor of future action? Past action. Not words, not platitudes, not rhetoric, not promises. The best predictor of future action is past action. The bully tends to continue being a bully. The liar tends to continue lying. The thief continues to steal. The philanderer continues philandering. And the cheating, lying snake, sell you out, backstabbing, money hungry, special interest, token, pandering snake continues to be a pandering, snaky, all the other stuff I said. All things being equal. I'm Tim Black. I'll be here tomorrow at noon. Tune in if you can to the Progressive Day Show with me, your man Tim Black. That's noon Eastern Standard Time. Here, right, the same place you're getting this show, that's where I'll be tomorrow at noon. And then tomorrow night, what do? We do this all over again. Look for a video between now and tomorrow. I'm trying to think when I'll be able to do it. I'm going to do it soon. I'm going to do a video that addresses what happened with Facebook. I'm going to tell you up front, I'm going to need you to support it. All right? Support that video. We need to get the word out. I don't want anybody acting on reaction, being reactionary to that. And I also think some people need to be put in their place too. So it's not just me talking to us saying we need to calm down. No, we don't need to tone it down. We need to turn up, but we're gonna turn up another way. Okay? All right. I'm gonna turn the fire up just a little bit on them. How about that? All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. You know what time it is. Tonight is a full packed house. I'm going to try to get to some shout outs. I'm like, look at Teddy Galvez. What up, Teddy? What's up, Mokowitz? What's up, Bond? Michael Stapleton, Carmelina Fatar, C-Stars, Sarah Elaine. Hey, Sarah, thank you. I seen you on Facebook as well. I see a lot of you on Facebook. We're a community. Tracy Navarro, Mind Mowing, Rev G, Light Flyer, Liberty Not a License. Liberty Not a License. That's right. Keep your chins up, peeps. Never forget and never give up. One love. I love it. I love it. It's contagious, man. Contagious. Sconzo Pup. Trudy Caswell. What up, Trudy? You got it. Super 757. Thank you for your call, Super 757. Thank you for being here. My moderators, Montague, Felisa, Iron Man Oz, When I Rap, Liberty Not a License. Love you for being here, guys. You keep me going. Joseph Moore, Thornton High Five, Texas T. That's what I'm talking about. Don Hooligan, Biology 2 Fable. 24 Able. 2 Fable. For Second Companion, J Ghost, Ernie B. Bruins for Bernie, thank you for your call. And CBII11, Patty E. Yibo Sabi, Chris Matthews, that scumbag. I liked him a long time ago. That's another thing. Isn't that painful? People you used to like, you can no longer look at the same light. And it also makes you think how much crap they got away with when you weren't paying attention. Because they've been doing this probably all along. It's just they were doing it to someone else. And you didn't notice it. You know, like you got a friend who lies a lot, and they lie to everybody else, and you're like, one day you're like, I wonder if he be lying to me too. I mean, you don't lie to me like you lie to everybody else, do you? Because you lie a lot. You lie like the Lion King. You lie like a rug. You just lie around. You just lie. You lie like a hair relaxer. You just keep on lying and lying. I'm wondering if you ever stop lying. So I just think they do that. But Ed Schultz is my guy. I like Ed Schultz. All right, Ed Schultz, cool. Facebook Live. Thank you, Facebook Live. You know, Facebook, whenever the connection go out, that's never me, guy. I would never shut you off. I have my power cord plugged in and everything to keep you in here. Right, Tracy Lee. Shout out to Tracy Lee. Henderson Tea House. Can I get some tea from Henderson Tea House? Send me some tea, Henderson Tea House. I sound like a little bit like Bernard Mac. Send me some tea, Henderson Tea House. Philip Capehart now. All right, Philip. Jonathan Capehart. I almost gave you the business. I don't want to condemn that name just because it belongs to him. He took your name. He's soiling your name. He needs to leave your name out. Tanya Bear. Tanya Bird Bear. I love it. Bird Bear. Thank you, Tanya, for being here. Thank you for watching the show. Hopefully you shared it on your timeline. Did you do that? Hope you did. Appreciate it. And Genia Graham and Melissa Meyer. Bill Maher. Bill Maher. I don't know. Thank you. Willow Olsen, Carolyn Feeney, and Lynn Nitty. Man, I got great people that support the show, like Andrew Winters and Lisa Ann, and I just appreciate you all. And if you can take 3 minutes of your life and watch this show, I got time to shout you out, man, because you know what? We one family. I appreciate your support, guys. Listen, Keith Russell. What up, Keith? I got you, Keith. Thank you, Keith. That's what friends are for. Deshaun Taylor. Deshaun Taylor or Deshaun? I'm not sure which way that goes. Deshaun D. Taylor? Thank you. Look, guys, tomorrow is another day. We keep fighting, don't we? Because if we give up, what's going to happen to our country? What's going to happen to our world? What's going to happen to our kids? We can't give up. We look, you don't get to give up. Hey, look, people say, Tim, how'd you do it? You over 40 and you making it in the media game. How'd you do it? I just didn't give up. That's all. You don't think my friends was like, why are you leaving IT? You crazy. Family told me that. Then I went on the Dr. Phil show and they was like, oh. Yeah. Then I got 10,000 subscribers. They was like, oh. Then I got 20. Then I got 30. Then I got 40. Then I got 50. Then I got 60. And then you know what happened? The most amazing thing happened around 55, 60. You know what happened? I got a reason to do it. I got a reason to do it that's bigger than me, bigger than numbers. Now, I don't care how many numbers I get. It's about the relationships I build, because you can have 300,000 subscribers, man, but your people ain't connected to you. They just numbers, man. This is more important to me than anything else, that we do this. So look, guys, I hope you recognize that to be the truth. It's not about numbers, man. It's about something bigger. And when you choose something bigger than yourself, you already win. I'm winning, man, because you guys care about me. I care about y'all. So look, tomorrow we do it again. And you know how we end the show, guys. You know how we do it. To the greatest comedian, in my opinion, this is my opinion, you might say, hey, it's Louis C.K. I like Louis. I do. But my favorite comedian in the last 10 years is Dave Chappelle. And what does Dave Chappelle say?
Let's sprinkle some crack on him and get out of here.
Let's sprinkle some facts on him and get out of here. I'm Tim Black. I'll see you tomorrow. Or is it, still a couple more minutes. I'll see you tomorrow. There you go. And that's my show, people. Run it. Tim Black. Tim Black. Tim Black. Yes, I am. True. Funny. Tim Black. I am TimBlack.com. Tim Black. I was trying to do the Ralph Macchio stance when he had the thing on his head, and they taught him how to do karate, and he did the wax on, wax off, and he did the leg up. All right, you guys don't know what I'm talking about. I'm showing my age, even knowing about the Karate Kid. Y'all like, what Karate Kid? I don't even know. What is he talking about? How old is Tim Black? How old is Tim Black? Tim Black real old. I never heard this movie Karate Kid. Karate Kid? Who's the Karate Kid? You remember Ralph Macchio? He did like this. He did the flamingo thing, and he kicked that guy's butt. He said, bam, bam. All right, guys. All right. I see you tomorrow. I'm telling you, in this episode.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Goodbye, baby. What a show, what a show, what a show. What a crowd, Kung Fu. Everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Karate Master, Fry Mario Ball. I haven't seen you in a while. Killer Hydra. What up, man? Michael 2112. All right, we gone, man. I'll be here all night. I've been here all night.